Razo, the court gave me permission to call you Jovannie last week. I don't mean any disrespect by calling you by your first name, but it helps the court record because there are two Mr. Razos here, okay? You've heard all of the testimony on Thursday and then today. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I want to go right to this point that the prosecutor made, or he argued, that you've done nothing to better yourself, and you have no remorse, nothing that you've done to change your life. Do you agree with that statement?
No, they're just false accusations.
Well, okay, let's not name call the prosecutor because he's got a job to do. But tell me, why don't you agree with the prosecutor's claim that you've done nothing to better your life, you have no remorse, nothing to change your life? Tell me what you have done that makes you disagree with the prosecutor.
Well, I disagree because I went through depression, and I've, like my parents stated, I've done counseling, but I put that aside and try to deal with it myself, which doesn't necessarily lead me anywhere. My friend, who's still a senior in Grandview High School, for her senior project, she was doing a speaker thing type of an event of something that was hard, and I was going to do that for her, be a speaker for her senior project, but with this whole court thing, it's not really going to allow me unless I would get home arrest and was allowed to be a speaker for her senior project, talking about the accident, about how I dealt with it, and how it pretty much helped me be a better person as of today. I'm also going to attend Perry Tech in June.
Assuming it's the judge.
Assuming.
Okay, well now, there was a time where you had a bout with abusing alcohol, and you had 2 motor vehicle accidents or fender benders. After this incident on January 8th of 2013, you were aware of that, right?
Yes.
And you're aware that the prosecutor was so upset about it that he wanted you to go back to jail pending your trial or resolution of this case. You do know that, right?
Yes.
And do you understand that the prosecutor had every right in the world to do that and ask the court for that kind of relief? You do know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, what do you say to this incident where you were abusing alcohol? What's your explanation of it?
It was due to depression. I drowned my sorrows with alcohol. It made me forget about that, and that was the only way it helped me at the moment, at the time. It was the way I dealt with it, and it got to me that I just ended up drinking and going to school, and that wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, you know alcohol is a central nervous system depressant, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And so if you're suffering from depression, chronic depression, if you add alcohol to the mix, it's just like putting gasoline on the fire. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Did you know it at the time?
No.
Okay. Well, did you learn, though?
Yeah.
So was it after you were drinking that you started seriously thinking about jumping off that overpass into oncoming traffic?
No, that was before I started drinking.
Okay, so you used the drinking to medicate because you were afraid you were going to hurt yourself?
Yes.
All right. Well, if you were afraid you were going to hurt yourself, why didn't you seek some therapy, mental health therapy?
I didn't like putting my situation in other people's hands. I just like dealing with my own problems on my own.
You wanted to try it yourself. Yes. Have you learned better now?
Yes, I have.
Tell me why you think it's better to put your life into other people's hands.
Because there's people who are proficient in helping other people, and they help me like that.
Did you seek more counseling from Central Washington's Comprehensive Mental Health because you thought it would make you look better in the eyes of the judge?
No, I did it for my own good.
And what took you so long to get back to therapy?
What took me so long is it started hitting me again, and I wasn't able to control my own depression at that moment. So, and then I thought to myself, what's the point of me letting myself get depressed and not fix it the right way with therapy?
Okay, so you're attacking the depression. What about this claim that you have no remorse for the loss of your 2 best friends? Is that a true statement?
No, it's not a true statement.
What has happened to your life where it indicates that you have remorse for the loss of your best friends?
I try to better my own life for the best, to show my friends who are in heaven that I'm not trying to hold on to the past and let it hold me down, that I'm moving on with life, and this is why I'm going to go to Perry Tech, to better my own life for my own.
Do Do you feel
for
that
them.
you have an obligation to live a better life because of your friends?
Yes.
And when did you come up with that idea?
I am, well, since they both believe in heaven and everything like that, I was like, if they're in heaven right now, looking at me right now, they wouldn't want to see me sad. They would like to see me happy and moving on with my life and doing better things with myself than to just put me down and not doing anything with my life.
All right. Well, this approach, does that mean that you don't care about them?
No, I do care about them.
Do you care a lot about them?
Yes, I do.
Do you have remorse for what happened?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any personal recollection of what happened?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you heard the words of your mother and your father concerning your physical problems and what happened after the accident to you, right?
Yes.
Other than the fact that you were there in the hospital, did you have any recollection of why you were there?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let's talk about those two. Oh, by the way, are you finished with alcohol?
Yes, I'm done.
When's the last time you had a drink?
When I got caught after school which was in May of last year.
May of 2014?
Yes.
And nothing since then?
Nothing since then.
Well, you know you're not supposed to drink because you're underage,
Yes.
right? How old are you now?
I'm 19.
When will you be 20?
On April 15th of this year.
All right. Now, what about these two accidents following the January 8, 2013 incident? Tell me about them in your words.
Well, I was reversing both at school when we both didn't see each other, and we hit each other. The other one was just...
Whoa, let's slow down. About the so-called fender bender in the school parking lot. Whose fault was it?
Well, it's really, you can't really say, I guess, because we were reversing it.
You were both at fault.
Yeah, both at fault.
Did you accept responsibility, your responsibility for it to the principal?
Yes, I told the principal, yes, it was my responsible, but both me and the guy, because I knew he didn't want to press charges or anything, so I was probably about to get anything about it.
Did he agree that he was responsible also?
Yes.
How much damage to the car?
It was just a little minor scratch on the bumper.
Okay. Now let's talk about the other incident, which was off the school premises. What was that about?
I'm going to say that the sun was in the way. I just really didn't see that the semi was there at all, but yet again, I was turning, and there was a semi in town premises, so...
Okay, so the semi-truck was coming towards you?
Yes.
And you were turning left in front of it?
Yes.
And so where did that truck hit you?
On the right side. It T-boned me.
T-boned you. And the right side passenger in the front? Or
There was no one there. And in the passenger door.
The passenger door behind or in front?
In front.
Okay. Now, were you injured in that accident?
No, I wasn't.
Was anybody injured?
No.
Did it total your car?
Yes.
All right. Then we came back to court after that. The prosecutor rightfully said enough is enough. He doesn't get it that these are conditions for him to stay outside. He's a scofflaw, put him in jail. You understand what the prosecutor was trying to do, right?
Yes.
Now, did you voluntarily surrender your driver's license back then?
Yes, I did.
And have you driven a vehicle since that time?
No, I haven't.
Do you understand as a result of this that your driver's license is going to be revoked?
Yes.
Is that a good thing? You agree that that should be done?
Yes, it should.
Do you intend that even if you're going to Perry Trade School from Grandview up to Yakima, that you shall not drive? Because it will be an absolute condition that you won't drive a vehicle. You understand that?
Yes, I do understand.
You intend to observe that, honor that obligation, right?
Yes.
If the judge does allow you to have electronic home monitoring, are you aware that that means that your house and your bedroom will be an extension of the jail as far as you're concerned?
Yes, I do.
And that the police officers and the probation officers can come into your house any time of the day or night, any day of the week, for the entire time that you're under electronic home monitoring. You realize that?
Yes, they are more than welcome to the house as long as I am able to.
Well, what about if the judge says,
sorry.
well, we're going to...
I'm sorry, I did not.
I said they are more than welcome to come to my house so long as I'm able to pursue my education at Perry Tech.
Okay. And they're also entitled to come up to Perry Tech or anywhere in between where they know you might be at. They can pull you off the road and check you there. And when they pull you off the road, there better be somebody else driving the vehicle. You understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that you won't be drinking any alcohol for the foreseeable future. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
You good with that?
Yes.
You understand you're not going to be using any marijuana or anything like that, right?
Yes, I understand that.
When was the last time you used marijuana?
That was before the accident, maybe my sophomore year, if not like just once.
Okay, so you don't use marijuana at all. You use any other drugs?
No.
Okay. You live a healthy lifestyle?
Yes, I do.
What are your hopes and dreams? What you want to do with your life?
Well, with Prairie Tech, depending on what happens here, I want to go to Prairie Tech for ITCS, which is Information Technology and Communication Systems.
You got to slow down.
I want to go.
Second, the court reporter has to get every word you say.
Prairie Tech and to proceed for an ITCS, which is Information Technology and Communication Systems.
Slow down.
It's for 2 years, and after I'm done with that, I want to get a job in that field for the meantime to pay for tuition, and go back to school and then attend for a computer programmer because I love technology, and it's one of my favorite things to mess with, and it's always been a strong point of mine due to my uncle showing me when I was younger, and it's just something I want to proceed there. Maybe I also want to go back to school for maybe reading or something, because after my accident, I've become fond of words and poetry, so that's what I want to do after along with.
Okay. And you went through a 5th year to get your high school diploma?
Yes.
You could have done it with a GED or any other way, right?
Yes. I'd rather go back to school for a 5th year to show, to make up for my own mistakes that I'd made, and I did it the harder way instead of taking the easier route.
And so then, your parents have spent a lot of money to be able to afford all of the problems that they have faced with you. You understand this?
I do.
Do you have any feeling of responsibility to the family to repay them for what you've done?
Yes.
What is your plan?
My plan is after I finish college, once I'm done with that, I would get a job, and through that I would help them. Money ain't the thing to them. They really don't care about money. They more care about my own education and my future more than money.
And do you realize that it's appropriate for you to stay in your parents' home
Yes.
for this period of time when you have electronic home monitoring?
Yes.
And is that your plan?
Yes.
You don't plan to go have roommates and have a college life with alcohol and so forth
No.
while you're doing this electronic home monitoring?
No, I don't have plan on going now. I'd rather just get my education done.
You understand that these are serious violent felonies, and that the prosecutor's office has a blanket policy that if you're convicted of a felony, they won't recommend electronic home monitoring. That's just their general policy in the Benton County. You understand what it is? Why do you think that this should be an exception to that rule, where you should not go to the state penitentiary with hardened criminals, violent offenders? Could you tell the judge in your words, please?
To attend, get my education and get a job, and then this way I would be able to pay taxes and also help the economy as in which it is.
What about the presentations?
The presentations, that my friend asked me for her senior project to be a speaker for her senior project, which I would just go in there and talk about my event that happened and how I dealt with it, and how speaking should not be a great thing at all. It doesn't make anyone look cool at all. And to help kids and showing them that speeding doesn't get you anywhere and they can hurt you.
Are you willing to work up a syllabus for a presentation to each high school in Benton and Yakima counties that would be pre-approved by the prosecutor's office or the judge before it's presented?
Yes.
And then go forward and, as part of your community service following your incarceration or during the same time with this electronic home monitoring, that you would make sure that you went to presentations at least numbering the number of high schools in both Benton and Yakima County. It may be that some of these high schools won't want you there, but if they don't, you must make up that presentation with some alternate presentation somewhere. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I'm willing.
How do you think that might help you personally?
It will help me because I would be able to talk about the accident and show kids that it doesn't really get you anywhere if you speed or losing 2 friends. Would you rather speed or lose friends instead and deal with the sorrow throughout? If that was
Now, any of that sort of speaking already?
Not yet. I was gonna do the speaking with my friend for the senior project, but do whatever happens here.